Hello, Opera SM, back to bring you the third and final part of our Ravnica at War Glories budget deck series using this Tome of the Guild Pact green conversion based deck. This deck is using Kiora, Master of Depths. If you have Tamiyo, this could also work very well for that. But I wanted to keep it again to two color decks, and this was the green-blue walker that I have that a lot of people will get early. Kiora is just a fantastic, good early walker that can do a lot of different things, but even within blue-green we can make this happen. So the right node, the secondaries, I believe, are cast 4 more cards with amass and deal some amount of damage to your opponent. I think like 12 or 15 damage or something. So what we've done, we've kept our same normal shell. The top 6 cards, Tome of the Guild Pact, are 5 other converter spells. And Omen of the Hunt, this time, since green and blue are our main mana moduses, we're switching our Shockland choice to Breeding Pool. So it will create green and blue. That's a little less synergistic than white with the flower, but we needed a blue or black planeswalkers. So this is the version that I've chose to use with green-blue. You could also absolutely do this with green-black, by the way, and use like a Garruk 2 or something if you have that. So that is another option. But let's take a look. So what we ended up doing for our last 3 cards, I put in Talent of the Telepath just as kind of a filler card because this card from Origins is another just great solid card if you need something to fill in the middle of a deck, but it costs 5, it can fetch a card with 6, so it should be able to hopefully help keep our loop going decently. Beacon Bolt, since we're going to have a lot of spells going on in this deck, and it can serve as removal, killing off opposing creatures until we meet the secondaries, then easily switch to a win condition after that as needed. And then Invade the Cities is what I chose as our one spell with amass. You could do a lot of possible things, but this is just a very efficient amass spell. We actually will probably have to be careful that we don't potentially kill the opponent too early with this if we have not cast enough amass spells, but we can always just choose. Actually, I don't think you can choose not to cast this one, so we'll have to see how this works, and we might just have to put in a less efficient amass spell potentially. But let's give this a whirl here. Again, we're in Training Grounds, and we will see how this goes. We are facing an Ajani deck. We'll see. I can't remember which Ajani this is, so I'll have to look at the stats. I don't think it's the one that makes a whole bunch of tokens. I think it's one of the ones they released after that, maybe one of the M20 ones, so we'll look at our stats. Alright, let's see. Ajani, Strength of the Pride. So let's take a look here. Alright, he has, +5 to white, and then +2 to green and red. I need to actually play this guy. I think I bought him, but I haven't messed around with him too much. So let's see the first ability. For 6, gain life equal to the number of creatures vanguards you control, +5. Your creatures gain lifelink till end of turn. Create Greater Resplendent Healing token. Let's see what that is. Whenever you gain life, your creatures get +1/+1, so this guy's going to want to be gaining life. This is Johnny's Pridemate token, is a 2/2 that when you gain life it gets big things. And Valor, Sacrifice. Whenever you would gain life, this support gains shields, you gain that many life instead, where X is the amount of life you would gain. Then if the support has 12 or more shields, exile this support and every opposing creature and artifact support. Oh, well, that's going to be obnoxious because Tome is an artifact. So we're going to hopefully win before we can do all that. Let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 green to start with. So I think what I may end up doing is doing this blue match up on the top here, and then that will give us the mana we need for Animus Awakening to be able to cast it this turn. Trying to see if there's anything any better here that I can do. You get a green match at the bottom. We're just going to go ahead and do that for now. Alright, got a match 5 with the reds, which is wonderful. Well, we did. Now it went away, but that's okay. Alright, so let's see if we can get this Tome of the Guild Pact out before we start doing other things. I might actually be willing to just wait a turn to do that in order to make sure we still have stuff to start you know, drawing some cards. So let's see, we could get a green match and then maybe get a white match. That might be okay. A red match. Just go ahead and take that for now. Alright. So let's see, we have a beacon bolt, so let's see, we can get a green match here, which should be pretty good. Or some red matches. Actually, we can get this red into greens here, so let's just do that for now. Talent of the Telepath. We're just going to go ahead and grab this Omen. Alright, so let's see. Let's just start getting some of these conversion spells going, and should hopefully be good. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and just drain some mana to prevent him from casting something and start some of our conversion loops here. Let's see, we can get green and maybe some blues. I think that's going to be our best bet, so let's go ahead and do that for now. I also should be paying attention and not giving my opponent white, because white he gets +5 on. Well, yeah, this is off to a little bit of a slower start, but we'll keep playing. Alright, so he has a double striking creature here. So let's see, we can kill his double striking creature and we can start getting some damage on the board with our invade the cities. Let's see, I might actually just go ahead and kill the double strike creature first, and then we can draw another card with our talents. So we need to cast more invade the cities. Wondering if I want to keep this other beacon bolt in my hand, or I want to try to draw something else. Not 100% sure, but we're just going to clear a little hand space out here. We've got a green match here that we can use to get some mana, so we'll just take that for now. Kill his creature. What can we get? Well, let's just grab another talent of the Telepath, because then we'll be able to dig into something else later, I think. Talent, we'll go ahead and take an Animist Awakening now, since we can actually cast that this turn. Alright, so he's going to gain some life. That might not actually be the worst for us, because we want to make sure that we can cast multiple invade the cities. So let's see, we have quite a few shields left on our talent, or on our artifact, so we're going to go ahead and try to now just continue moving into casting some other spells here. We're not looping the best here, but hopefully we can get started doing that in a little bit. Alright, so he's casting quite a bit of spells, so maybe it was dumb of me to throw away that beacon bolt that I have, because that is kind of our lifeline to making things continue to happen with this deck. But we do have another one, so we can kill it and then keep going. And let's see. can also just grab a creature if we need to, but that's a lot for something else. We can also just steal some mana from him, so why not? We'll just do that for now. Let's see, so we can get some blue matches into some loyalty matches into blue matches. That might be the best right now. We're going to go ahead and kill their creatures so they're not gaining a bunch of life. Alright, we are starting to loop a little bit, which is great. So we'll just keep going. We need to make sure that we draw into some more of this spell. Alright, he has another creature out. Gonna get rid of the Tome of the Guild Pact. I think I'm just right now gonna just fetch another creature to continue making some mana loop through here. Let's see what we can do here. We can get blue mana into loyalty matches. We can just get straight loyalty for 7, which might actually get us a little further. Let's just do that for now. Alright, great. There's another invade the city. So we need to hit 2 more. Well, 1 more after that one. So hopefully we'll keep looping into 1 and hitting 1 soon. Great, and there's another invade the city, so that would be our 4th one. That's great. So yeah, again, just using the same shell, basically kind of almost like Thousand Year Storm or any sort of combo shell. We've got our great shell, and then we can just substitute like 1 to 3 cards to meet the secondaries we need to for the different events. So hopefully this shell is helpful for you, not just for this event, but for many other events coming up in the future. If you're able to, if you have Tome of the Guild Pact and these green converter cards, you can do a lot of great stuff with them. Grab another breeding pool. Alright, let's see what supports he has. Whenever you gain life, your creatures get bigger. And a converter. Alright. So let's see if we can just win this turn. I need some converters, and we're going to want to kill them. We also have quite a few spells in our deck, so this Beacon Bolt's going to be pretty good again as a wincon. So we're just going to go ahead and drain some mana from the opponent, and then let's look for what our best match could be here. We can have some green matches into a blue match. That's likely going to be the best on the far left. What else? I can get a 3 loyalty into 4 blue. Then will that lead to any more green matches? I don't think so. What else? We can get greens into loyalties. To just not take forever, I'm just going to go ahead and make this match here. There might have been something better, but I'm not seeing it offhand, so. Alright, we'll let the loop continue to do its thing. And while there are not the critical mass of green converters that there have been in other standard formats, there's still enough. If you scrap by, you can use the highly synergistic interactions between these to really keep an engine like this going. I'm really hopeful that in the next couple sets of standard we're going to get even more, because if we could have, you know, even one or two more efficient green converters, I'll take anything too, even just especially if it's a cheaper green converter. It will go a long ways to making these sorts of decks even better. Alright, we didn't quite win that turn, but we should be able to pull this out next turn. Let's just take a look what turn this is here. So this is like a turn 10 win, so not bad. But yeah, hope you enjoyed this series. Let me know if this is something that you guys would like to continue seeing in the future, as it was a lot of fun. And if we can do stuff like this to all help each other learn better decks and things, I'm all game for doing that. Alright, we're just going to turn these off so we don't take forever to just get this win here, make a match, and just end it on normal attacks. But again, hope you guys have enjoyed this series of how I might approach the Ravnica at War Glory event if I had a more limited collection and the card Tome of the Guild Pact and some of these green converters. You can use the shell to make a lot of different decks. Alright, enjoy, and good luck this weekend, everyone.